Hey, everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Antouliados, and brought to you by his book, The Bible of Bodybuilding, everything you need to know about training, nutrition, supplementation, PEDs. And if you're on Amazon.com spending money, buy my book, Real Bodybuilding by Ron Harris. What a great book. And now all the way from Athens, Greece, please welcome the good doctor, Dr. T, George Touliados. Hey, Doc.
Hello, Ron.
How are you?
We have a few questions to answer.
Yeah. So the one thing I wanted to, because this will be before the Tampa show. I don't know if you heard this, but 212 Olympia champion Kamal El-Garni, he's doing the open class in Tampa Pro.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's the 2019 champion 220 also?
He won in 2019. Yeah. He won the Arnold Classic in 2018, I think it was.
He's over 50, right?
He's 50. He'll be 51 in November. So I'm rooting for him.
Man. I guess. I mean, he would win the Super Masters, the Olympia Super Masters easily, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I mean, next year's if they do the Masters, I haven't heard about it for this year. So maybe it's going to be next year.
But let's say he was facing Dexter over 50 or Lebroni, the way he looked in 2016. He looks very symmetrical, huh?
Yeah. I mean, if Dexter came back, he would win that. Dexter's Dexter. He won the Open Olympia and he won 5 Arnold Classics. I don't think anybody's beaten Dexter, but I don't think Dexter's coming back. I think he's very happy retired.
No, there's no reason for that. No.
He's 52. He's going to be 53 in a few months.
But very few bodybuilders who look really competitive over 50. I mean, it was only Vince Taylor, and Dexter Jackson, of course, Kevin Lebroni.
Al Beckles.
Very few.
Long time ago, Albert Beckles, decades ago.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the original old bodybuilder. But okay, let's get in some questions. I think Dr. T may have answered this already. Yes, he did many times. But would it be safe to add 35 to 50 milligrams a week of Deca long-term to my HRT protocol of 140 milligrams of test a week and 2 IUs of GH? My goal is to help with joint pain and collagen. Also, does NPP, that'd be nandrolone phenylpropionate, have the same benefits as Deca, the longer acid?
We discussed this before, that the problem with MPP is it clears the system rapidly, so you don't have this aldosterone kick that retains and lubricates your joint, your synovial cavities through sodium and water. It's interesting because I had a case at the office today. He's a 40-year-old bodybuilder who wants to blast very safely with 1 ml of testosterone Deca, 250 and 50. That's what I've been telling to do it for a brief period of time. He's been doing that for 18 months. So what I have here, from his lab work, the only issue he had was a reduction in HDL and elevation in LDL. So the slight lipidemia. So he eats clean. He does a little bit of cardio. He's 220. 5'8", he's a little bit bulky, 15% body fat. So his HDL dropped down to 30 and his LDL around to 120. It's a moderate dyslipidemia. His total cholesterol was below 200, but that's what I've been telling, that in the long run, even the safe steroids, the non-alkylated 17, even in moderate doses, they will do eventually some slight deviation to the lipids. The liver has no impact out of 50 milligrams of nandrolone unless you train super hard, but it will still remain too digital. But the lipids is what creates the clog in the arteries. Okay, so take a break and do it for 8 weeks. As long as your HDL is over 40 and your LDL is too digital, start running this protocol. And he told me, yes, I feel great. I have no joint pains. And now that I'm stopping this, the aches come back. The same to me. The point is, you cannot run safely all year round this dose, Yeah. Some people are fortunate not to elevate the hemoglobin, but I'm very unfortunate that I elevate my hemoglobin. So one side's enough it all, but I think the classic standard that Connor also will agree is that watch out your lipids, because you don't mess up with your heart in the 40s.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, I think I got to check my hematocrit next time. I'm having some blood work done soon.
It was not that bad. It was below 50. Ron, you are a blessed guy. I mean, when I see hematocrit of 52, I laugh because this is a part of it. This is fun for me.
Yeah. I am lucky. That's, unfortunately we've seen.
Still manage this with an aspirin, yeah, with a fish oil,
Yeah, I love salmon. All right. This is a question I saw this on YouTube. I actually saw it on Instagram, and he's a guy named Vigorous Steve. I think he's well known for being on podcasts with Leo and Longevity. He's a steroid expert out of, I think it's France or Belgium. I'm not sure, somewhere in Europe, but he made a video about the best time to inject gear. So he said doing it on empty stomach before moderate physical activity and to not eat for a while. So he thinks the ideal time to inject gear would be before fasting.
To inject
cardio.
on an empty stomach, I mean, give me a reason for that. Since the injectable does not go to the stomach and then to the portal vein in the liver, but it goes straight to the bloodstream and to the muscles.
Right.
So perhaps take your pills on an empty stomach, or much better sublingually, because they go straight to the bloodstream.
Yeah.
But I'm telling them, inject your water-based suspension and winstrol pre-workout 1 hour, because the oil base has to pick the day after. So if you want to train legs, let's say Monday afternoon, you should inject on Sunday night your gear to spike the day after, let's say, all right? If it's anaphate, if it's acetate, much better. Do it in the morning. If it's suspension, water-based, do it 1 hour before. It's more likely to spike, much sooner. The propionate also perhaps the day after,
But what about why does it matter whether you have food in your stomach or not? Why would that matter for an injection?
Because, no, this is crap. I think this is bullshit. Totally.
Okay.
There's no point for that. I mean, give an explanation of this. It doesn't sound reasonable at all.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if people were doing it this way, the way he recommends, and getting greatly superior results, I'd say, okay, maybe he's onto something. But people have been injecting steroids whenever the hell they can or whenever they feel like it for decades and getting great results. So I just can't see why it would matter, especially with oil-based longer esters like
Ron,
Yeah.
in medicine, we have two different types of administrations. Either injectable, that is called parenteric. In Greek, that means bypass the gastrointestinal tract, and peros, that means oral. So when you bypass the GIT through injection, what the hell does it matter if you have food in your stomach or not? It bypasses the GIT and goes straight to the blood and the receptors.
Yeah, well, maybe Steve
But
will see
if you
this.
swallow it, yes, on an empty stomach will be better. If you have tons of food and a little pill is like this,
Yeah. If you're doing sublingual, does it matter if you eat or not?
Doesn't matter if you have food in your stomach, because does it go to your stomach?
Okay, it's a buccal
Now,
gland, right?
yeah.
Under your tongue.
It's the sublingual and the salivary glands. We have the parotid, submandibular, and sublingual. Now, if somebody passes out from hypoglycemia, we give sugar underneath your tongue. If somebody has a heart attack, we give nitroglycerin underneath the tongue.
Yeah.
Because we save much more time than in swallowing this shit,
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, that's one main reason why you've been advocating sublingual for your orals the whole time we've been doing this show.
I'm not saying that it's not going to hurt the liver, but to a lesser degree, because it resembles the injectable winstrol versus the oral winstrol.
Okay.
We have to admit that the oral has a greater impact, It passes twice.
Right. And sublingually does bypass it avoids one of those passes?
It goes once through the liver, not twice.
Okay. So there's a way to go. So
let's say it could be 20%.
But still, over time, that's significant.
Yeah, sure.
If you're taking oral steroids every damn day, that's going to make a big difference.
And the other disadvantage of orals is that you need to take a higher dose to match the injectable dose. And number three, the injectable will go 100% to the circulation. Okay.
Yeah.
Unlike the oral, they have to be broken down and digested and blah blah blah.
Yeah. What do you say? The orals, we only use like 40% of the drug, something like that.
No, but I mean, there was a reference to Bill Welling anabolics that they found 30% of the anavar in the urine.
Oh wow, jeez.
And it's severely alkylated. That means it's resistance, huh?
Yeah, that's expensive. That's expensive urine. I'll say. Okay, next question. What is your advice on acne management and thoughts on Accutane and its long-term side effects?
Well, Accutane should be the last, choice. If you have cystic acne, yes, Accutane is a choice. Now, if you want to use Accutane as a bodybuilder, first of all, don't drink, don't take other 17 alkylated pills, especially do not join either with injectable stanozolol, because you will dry out your mucous membrane to clear the sebum. And this, along with windshield that cuts off aldosterone and dries synovial cavities, it will toast your joints, Yeah. It's really risky for your joints. And of course, it's liver toxic, so stay out of any harm compound for the liver, either it's ethanol or any kind of compound. And also, if you had psychiatric history, mind that Accutane make you psychotic. That means paranoid.
Yeah, I've heard suicidal.
Yes, and if some women wants to get pregnant, there is a possibility of having malformed infant.
Oh my God, Accutane's the worst. Oh my God, it's one of those drugs where the side effects are almost worse than the what you're treating, the symptoms of acne. Man, but I know it works, but it's so harsh. When you say dry mucous membranes, do people get a lot of nosebleeds on it too?
Mucus, we mean the oral cavity, the nasal cavity, but in combination with stanozolol, this may worsen the dryness of the joints.
Yeah, that sucks. These are all bad things. So, okay, we've answered that before. Accutane and Proviron always comes up. Would there be any noticeable effects of taking Proviron on its own? So if you just take Proviron, would you see?
Yes, Proviron monotherapy now goes for people who are natty and they have a reduction in the sex drive because of elevated SHBG and low free testosterone. Okay. Now, I don't think so. Even to a natty guy, that Proviron would give him a significant boost to the gym. Perhaps this elevation in free testosterone may give you a 20% advantage to the gym, as ergogenic. Yeah. But it has still some anti-estrogenic activity, some slight androgenic that may give you some, let's say, a little bit of strength. I don't know, but still, DHT is deactivated in the skeletal muscle tissue. So I doubt. Now, if you take 4 Proviron a day, you may look leaner in the long run, but will suppress still the HPDA to a lesser degree because it doesn't produce estrogen, and it's that because yes.
Would you
and
shut
also
down?
It's a moderate androgen, yes.
So the second part of the question is just taking Proviron. Would you shut down your own testosterone production?
It depends on the dose and on the duration, but still DHT can also suppress to a lesser degree, of course. And it's a good combination with DHEA,
Because that came in.
Cognitive function, self-esteem, sex drive,
Yeah. When you say 4 a day, that would be 4 25 milligram tabs a day?
Yes, 100 a day.
Wow, that's a lot. I think it's a lot.
But bodybuilders take the Springotas easy.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying it's expensive. If you're, Proviron's not cheap. It's hard to get here in the US and it's not cheap. This question came in at the last minute, so I'm reading off my phone, but I couldn't ignore this question. Hi, doctor, can I put in the same syringe HCG, HGH, and testosterone and shoot in my stomach? Will that work?
Well, certainly not testosterone. Now, personally, even though I have HCG and HGH, I do not mix them. I do 2 separate injections, on my stomach subcutaneously, but there's no point for me to mix all the water base. I just shoot a little bit. I have minimized my GH dose down to 1.5 to I use a day. Yep. And there's no painless allow. It's painless, it's no problem with that. But certainly do not mix oil with water. It's unorthodox. In medicine, we mix water in solutions, along with oily solutions. But usually in medicine, they're just water-based. Cortisone, diclofenac, non-steroidal inflammatory, or some muscular relaxants, or some bowel relaxants. They're all water-based. Right. The oily solution just stirs for the muscle,
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to know, why don't you just put yours in one syringe? Why are you doing 2 shots? Couldn't you just put your HCG and your GH in one little insulin pen?
I don't want to mess with that, you know.
Okay.
I just have two different injections, and no problem with that. Sometimes I have 3 water-based because I'm offered some fragments for fat burning, so I have 3 water-based, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
theoretically, yes, you can, but no, certainly not testosterone and water-based, you know.
Yeah. So it sounds to me like he wants to inject, or he did inject his enanthate, subcutaneously in the stomach.
Now, if you do this, it has to be very microdosing, 0.1 ml. Okay, either 20 or 25 milligrams according to the density. That's all, because it will create lumps of oil under the skin. If you're lean, you're gonna see those lumps, you know.
Yeah,
have you watched bodybuilders doing the abdominal and abs, and they have some lumps? This is GH, I bet, or insulin.
Yeah.
I bet it's water-based, but still they have these lumps of accumulation, you know. So imagine how it's gonna be injecting fat, oil, huh?
Right. Well, I mean, steroids are meant to be injected intramuscularly.
Absolutely.
I don't know why so many people up there are asking.
Because they want to prolong the absorption, you know.
Okay.
And also the main thing, I'm sorry, is to avoid the scar tissue deep in the butt.
Oh, I mean.
So another way to avoid this is doing shallow over here. Because here we have very little fat. It goes straight to the muscle, but still with an insulin syringe, yes, you cannot create scar tissue.
Yeah.
It's like a mosquito bite, you know?
Yeah. See how hard it is for me to try to reach that delt? I have no range. This is a bad shoulder. I have like no range of motion.
Man, wow.
I can't even reach it. It's terrible.
I bet it's hard for you to do the lat spread, eh?
With this arm, I can do it. This arm is, it doesn't rotate.
But still, I mean, it looks fantastic, this arm.
But it doesn't, this shoulder doesn't rotate all the way over. If I warm up, I have to warm up like a workout just to hit one pose.
Yeah.
Don't get old, Doc. Well, anyway, yeah. So that's it for this week. Appreciate it, Doctor. And guys, if you have questions for next week's show, please leave them in the comments below. Check out the doctor's book on Amazon.com, The Bible of Bodybuilding. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, leave some comments. We love your feedback. And as always, Doctor, we appreciate you being here every week, sharing your knowledge, expertise as a medical doctor.
I'll see you in 16 weeks.
Yeah, the Olympia. Giles is going. We're going to have a big reunion. It's going to be
we
great.
should have a
dinner
or a lunch, you know.
Let's get Rick Collins there too. We'll have
Steve also. I hope Steve.
Oh yeah, Steve should come. I think. Hopefully he won't be worried about the coronavirus.
No, this Zlatan, the theater, how's it called?
It's called the Zappos Theater.
Zappos Theater, man, it's so vast, huh?
Yeah, I think
much bigger than Orleans, huh?
Yeah, it was built for, like, I don't know, Mariah Carey or Britney Spears or one of those people. So it's a big
10,000, huh?
It's a big concert hall. I'm psyched. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Ask Dr. Testosterone, and we'll see you next time.